Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kyra and I do all sorts of pregnancy style videos, and when my little baby boy is born in November, I'll be doing all sorts of motherhood videos too. So in today's video, I'm just going to be talking to you about my personal pregnancy must-haves. Obviously it's different for everyone, and there's some things that I might have that you might not find useful at all, and you might be things that you use that I might not find useful at all. So it's kind of different for everyone, but yeah, I thought I'd just go through my pregnancy must-haves today. First thing, the very first thing that I got when I found out I was pregnant were prenatal vitamins. Now these are like really important for your baby. They make sure that you have all the right amounts of vitamins and things like folic acid, which your baby needs to be able to develop properly. Obviously there's folic acid in regular foods like orange juice and like Marmite and stuff like that, but it's very difficult to make sure that you're getting the right amount of dose for your baby. So yeah, I got myself some prenatals, the very first thing that I bought, and I got like these Pregnacare ones. This isn't actually the type that I have been using all throughout my pregnancy, but the Boots pharmacy near where I live don't do the ones that I've been using. So since I've moved, I've had to move on to these ones because they don't sell the ones that I normally have. I usually use just the original ones, but these are the Pregnacare Plus. Which just has like omega-3 in it too, which I think helps with like brain and eye development, but it's not essential, you don't need it. So yeah, I've been taking these ones since really moving, and that has been like a major essential for me. So I would 100% recommend you get yourself some prenatals. It doesn't have to be that brand, obviously, like you can look into it yourself and decide what brand works best for you. I just went with that brand because I was very new, didn't really know what I was doing, and that's the brand that the doctors recommended for me, so that's just what I want. Now the next thing I bought was some stretch mark oil, and it's quite a big concern of many mothers going into pregnancy. They want to try and reduce the amount of stretch marks. I don't think there's any solid evidence that this does work, but for me I have found that it has worked, and I started applying this like straight away when I found out I was pregnant. Like the next week I went out and got this oil and have been applying it ever since. A lot of people say you don't need to start using it until you're in your second trimester, but I've found that using it in my first trimester I think has really helped reduce the amount of stretch marks that I get. So I've been using bio oil. I did start off with a different brand. I started off with Boots, I think Boots' own brand, but I found it was a really weird consistency, and even though it was the same amount of milliliters as this, it didn't last long at all. I was only applying it once a day back in my first trimester, and I just found like it just didn't last long at all. It only lasted like 3 weeks, whereas I then moved on to bio oil, and a bottle of this actually lasted me almost a whole trimester. I think I'm on to my 4th bottle now, because obviously as you get bigger you need to use more of it, and since my second trimester I did start using it twice a day, once at night and once at daytime, like when I wake up, rather than just once a day in my first trimester, which I just applied at night time. And I think this has really helped. I have got stretch marks, I just have them under my boob, like under my boob, and I'm starting to get them on the side of my boobs too. And I also have them, I don't have many on my stomach at all. I think I've got maybe 1 or 2 very small ones, like very underneath my stomach, like where my bump is. And I also have them very high up on the back of my thighs, but again, like they're not big, they're not very dark, they're not very obvious, they're very light. So hopefully they will go away. Obviously if they don't, then they're just like a reminder of kind of what my body's been through, which is nice to remember anyway. But I have found that this has helped. So I did start applying this, like I said, from my first trimester once a night, and then for my second trimester I've applied it twice a day. This is quite expensive actually. I think it's around like £25 for a bottle, for one of these big bottles, but it does tend to last you. It's lasted me a whole trimester, and then obviously my 3rd trimester I'm on to my 2nd bottle because I'm halfway through, and I'm just big. I'm bigger than I was. So I've had to have 2 of these this trimester. But 100%, if you want to try and reduce stretch marks, get yourself some stretch mark oil. Again, you don't have to use this brand. I use this brand, but you can do your own research. There's other essential oils out there which you can use. This is just the one I did some research, and in a YouTube video that I watched, I can't remember who I watched now, but I watched a YouTube video in which she mentioned that she applied olive oil to her downstairs once a day, and then I think twice a day she got into her 3rd trimester, because it helped. I think it really helped her with not tearing down there when she went into labour. So I just got myself, it's just regular olive oil. It's nothing special at all. And I just apply that I do that once a day. I do that every night. So I don't do it twice a day. I just do it every night. And I mean, I'll see if that has helped. I haven't been as consistent with that as I have been with the stretch mark oil. I really have made sure that I apply that, you know, at least once a day. I mean, if I'm very, very tired and forget to apply it at night time, then I forget to apply it at night time. But with my stretch mark oil, I've been very, very strict, making sure that I've applied it. With the olive oil, I haven't been as strict. I've applied it probably 85% of the time. So I will let you guys know in like a couple of months if I feel like that's done anything and has prevented me from tearing. But yeah, that's one thing that I read, so I thought I'm willing to give it a try. I might as well. So I got myself some of that. Something that's really helped in pregnancy is lip balm. So I use lip balm on the regular anyway, but during pregnancy your lips get really, really, really dry. And I've also read that it's something that happens like during labour. So girls, like, take your lip balm into labour. Like, I suggest it because all the videos that I've seen and everyone that I know that's had babies has said, like, take lip balm into labour, it's a lifesaver. And it's kind of the same during pregnancy. I found my lips have gotten like really, really, really dry, especially because I think I'm drinking a lot more. Like, I'm just trying to drink more fluids. So I think it's kind of drying my lips out. So, which I know sounds weird, but I think it is. So I got myself lip balm. Next thing I bought was a moisturiser. So I've been using Aveeno, but again, you don't have to use this brand. I just used it because it's just what my partner picked up for me in the shops. So yeah, I've just been using moisturiser because you find yourself, you get really dry, you get really, really itchy sometimes. And as your skin is obviously like stretching, and obviously the oil does help with that. So stretch mark oil does help, especially with like your boobs, because your nipples get really, really, really sore. You know, some people might find that TMI, but it's true, your nipples get really, really sore as your boobs like get bigger. So if you don't have stretch mark oil, then 100% use some kind of lotion or moisturiser. And I've also found this really helpful, especially in my 3rd trimester, because my back has been aching like non-stop. So it means that, you know, I can get a little nice back rub, and this just helps keep everything nice and moist and your skin nice and like stretchy. So it does help, you know, when you're putting on the pregnancy weight and when you're like stretching and getting stretch marks, this also does help. So 100% get yourself a moisturiser. This one is unscented. Now, I didn't do this deliberately, but I thought I'd just mention it anyway, because I've read somewhere, or I think someone might have told me, that especially once you're giving birth, using unscented things can really help your baby like smell your natural scent, especially if you're planning to breastfeed. It doesn't disturb like the baby's sense of smell in terms of them smelling the milk. So unscented moisturizer and unscented body wash has been something that I've heard, you know, you should try and do in the early weeks after pregnancy. So I mean, I don't know if that actually makes a difference. Again, I haven't been recommended anything by my doctor. This is just something that I've researched myself and stumbled across, and someone said that you should try and reduce this like smells and scents when you're putting it on your body and your skin, because your baby needs to be able to smell your natural scent. So yeah, this is an unscented moisturizer, not intentional, but I'm kind of glad it's unscented, because after giving birth, I will be using this, and I know that it's not gonna like be over perfumed, because your baby's sense of smell is obviously very sensitive. So I know that they're not gonna be overwhelmed by too many smells.
I'm really out of breath. I'm really out of breath.
I didn't get a lot of maternity clothes when I was pregnant, like during my pregnancy, because of the fact that I had the excuse, if my old clothes still fit me, I'll still wear them, not a problem. So I just found myself wearing like a lot of like my old dresses and a lot of my old like t-shirts and stuff, and wearing my old bras up until the point where they're no longer fit or they got too uncomfy to wear. So the first thing I got was some nursing bras. I only got these recently because beforehand I was just using my regular bras, or I was using mainly like sports bras and bralettes. But this came in a 2-pack. They're just, I think they're from Debenhams. But yeah, they're pretty comfy, really, really stretchy, and they've been put in the wash like so many times and they're still like really, really good. One thing you do have to watch out for is like the padding that's inside the boob bit, like sometimes does come out or like move inside. You just have to like re-put it in where it's supposed to be. And it does come with the like little like nursing clips that like come down. So obviously once you have baby and you want to breastfeed, really, really handy. And this came in a 2-pack. One was grey and one was pink. So yeah, would 100% recommend getting some nursing bras. The next thing in terms of clothing, like I said, I didn't really get too much maternity clothes. I kind of just wore what I had already in my wardrobe up until my 3rd trimester. And then once my 3rd trimester hit, I couldn't fit into any of my clothes anymore. So I kind of had to get some stuff. So I just got myself some like t-shirts and some maternity dresses. This is actually a maternity dress. But before that, I was just wearing regular dresses that I still had in my wardrobe. And I also bought some like oversized dresses, which I've been able to wear during my pregnancy, but I know that I will also be able to wear after my pregnancy and just be able to pair with like a cute belt like around the waist, so it will be not as frumpy. So that's what I've been doing. But yeah, it's gotten to the point where I can't really do that. I can't really do that anymore. Did get some maternity clothing, and one of which was some maternity leggings. Now these are from H&M. It came in a 2-pack. I think they were quite cheap. I think it was like two packs for like £10 or something like that. It was really, really cheap. But these are really, really stretchy and they go all the way up to the very top of your bump. And they're really, really, really comfy. So I'd 100% recommend getting some maternity leggings or some maternity loungewear. The next thing I got, which isn't necessarily a pregnancy essential, but something that I found has been really, really, really helpful, is like a flask. Now, when you're pregnant, you get ridiculously thirsty, especially in the 1st trimester. And then I think in the 3rd trimester, you also get kind of thirsty just because you get out of breath a lot, if you can't tell. Even just sitting here talking, I'm very, very out of breath because this baby is pushing on my lungs. So I would 100% recommend you getting some kind of flask, or if you don't want to get a flask, then you can get a water bottle. But if you do get a water bottle, I recommend you get it with a little straw, because so many people have told me that when you go into labour, you should have a water bottle with you with a straw, because if you're laying down on your back and you want water because, you know, you're hot and you need something to drink, you don't want to have to then sit up to drink, so you can just then sip on the little straw. So if you don't want to get like a flask, or you don't have a flask lying around, I would recommend you getting a water bottle with a straw. I will get a water bottle with a straw so I can use in my labour. I'm not going to take this into my labour because it will end up going all over me. I will not be sitting up if I don't want to sit up. It will really help you get your fluids up, and it's really important that you keep your fluids up because then it means a healthy baby. So yeah, flask. The last thing that I got for my pregnancy, I only actually got 2 weeks ago. It wasn't really a massive essential for me up until 2 weeks ago, and it is a pregnancy pillow. Now, obviously, if you have a large bump or you're having a lot of sleeping discomfort very early on in your pregnancy, do you get a pregnancy pillow? They really do help. But I didn't want to get one if I didn't need one. So up until 2 weeks ago, I was just sleeping with a pillow in between my legs. Obviously, you can't sleep on your back because it's dangerous for you and the baby. So you have to sleep on your side. And I've had the worst leg cramps like ever since being pregnant. The pillow just kind of takes some pressure off of your legs. It just puts it onto the pillow, and also eases the pain from your back. So if you do get back pains or back cramps, which I've also been getting, just not as intense, then it's also really good for that. But yeah, I have been sleeping fine with a pillow up until then, but I think as I'm getting bigger, the pillow I've been using to sleep, it hasn't been padded enough. So that's why I've gotten myself a pregnancy pillow, and I'll show you the one I got. So I got myself like one that's like this. So it's just like a V, or I guess like a moon shape, but I tend to, like, when I'm sleeping, I tend to like flatten it out, so like a long sausage. But you can obviously get whatever shape pregnancy pillow you want. The reason I got this one is because it can again, like in terms of like multi-use and multi-purpose, it can service different things. So it's a pregnancy pillow, but you can also use it as a nursing pillow. Obviously it can just wrap around you like this, and then you can put baby on here and breastfeed if you're planning on breastfeeding. The other reason I got this one is because once baby's born, it can double as, or it can triple as a little pillow for baby to kind of sit on or lay on. So I don't know if you can see, but at the bottom it actually has this little like hook, and then on the other side it has like the little eyelet, so you can like do this and then tie it together, and then it comes with this little insert here, so that once you've tied it together, this little insert can go in here like this. I mean, obviously like better than this. This is just me kind of just demonstrating. It goes in like this, and then your baby can like sit on top, and they're not going to get sunk in. They're not going to end up like on the floor, and they can like lay on that, like on the floor or on a bed or on the sofa or whenever you want to put your baby, and it's like a little bean bag for them. So I thought I'd do that because we haven't got a lot of storage in this house. We haven't got access to our loft, so if I did get like a big pregnancy pillow, I wouldn't have anywhere to put it afterwards, and I just felt like it'd be a waste. But one thing that's really hard when sleeping is when your bump gets so big, it's really hard to like turn over in the night. So if you don't want to have to like lug your pregnancy pillow all the way over onto the other side with you, then I recommend getting a pregnancy pillow that's like a U shape, so you have like a sausage either side of you, because then it just means that all you have to do is you just have to turn over, rather than also dragging this quite heavy when you're a sleepy pillow over with you to change positions. Now I was gonna get one like that, but then again I would have nowhere to put it, and I would have only used it for like 8 weeks, and then I would have been kind of like gone to waste. So that's why I got this one in the end, because it's multi-purpose and I like things like that. This was only £35 from Amazon, so 100% if you're looking for pregnancy pillows, don't spend loads of money unless it's really important to you. I do feel like kind of most pregnancy pillows are the same, but yeah, this one is really good, really comfy, and I'm sleeping a lot better with it, so they definitely do work. Not everyone needs them, not everyone wants to invest in one, but if you do want to invest in one, then this is a good one to get, like I said, because it has multi-functions. So that is all the products that I've been using since I found out I was pregnant. Obviously it's different for everyone. Like I said at the very beginning, you might not find some of these things helpful, but for me, these have all been things that I've been using every day that have been really helpful and have helped my pregnancy being a lot easier. If you do have any questions about any specific products, or you want me to send you the link to any specific products, please comment in the comments down below and I will get back to you. And if you want me to send you the link, I'll send you the links to the products. But yeah, that's everything for today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more of this type of content, and I'll hopefully see you in my next video.